everyone. Just wanted to talk about vaccinations in the Philippines today, and a very important topic. I'm here today for my 4th rabies vaccination, as I was bitten by a cat about 3.5 weeks ago. Take a look over here. Mercury drug is just straight across the road here. And if you have a look right behind here, Antipolo I-Mall. We're in Antipolo City right now, and inside I-Mall here is a vaccination clinic. So let's go on in now, and I'll go and have my 4th rabies vaccination. Okay, so we're here inside the Antipolo I-Mall at the moment, and the reason I'm doing this video is to try and help out as many people as possible. About 3.5 weeks ago, I was bitten on the fingertip here by a cat, our next door neighbour's cat. And due to that, I'm having my 4th rabies vaccination today. If you have a look behind us here is the clinic, Animal Bite Centre Treat Centre on 2nd floor. Operates from Monday to Saturday, 8 AM to 5 PM, Sunday closed. Okay, so we're back again. We're on level 2 now, and as you can see right behind me, these are similar clinics that were set up for the COVID vaccination back in 2020, 2021 in the Philippines here. Tables and chairs, desks on the side, staff members and so on. When you come here, this is available also for both not only Filipinos but also expats or foreigners too. When I first came here, the only question I was asked was, am I living in the Philippines? Yes, I am. Shortly after, I was assessed by the assessment team and then issued a vaccination card. On the vaccination card is my name. It talks about the incident that took place, that I've been bitten by a cat. The cat passed away about half an hour later. So a neighbour's cat that I was trying to help was extremely sick. It also gives on here the schedule of vaccinations. Not only rabies is carried out here, but also dengue and polio. So if you want to bring the kids here for the polio shots, if you want to come here for a dengue shot or rabies, it's all here. The great thing about this too is, when I was first bitten by the cat, we went straight to a private healthcare clinic, hospital. Now the hospital wanted to charge 25 to 30,000 Philippine peso for the exact same services that this facility operates behind us here for free. The services here are for free. The first vaccinations you will get a free. The second follow-up vaccinations after that, the only thing you need to pay for is the vaccine viral. For rabies, it's 600 peso per viral. Other than that, all the services here are provided for free. Okay, so let's talk about rabies in the Philippines. Rabies in the Philippines has some of the highest cases in Asia, so it's not something to be played with or mucked around with. Types of animals that carry rabies: cats, dogs, monkeys, bats. They're the type of animals that would carry rabies in the Philippines, and also two small rare cases of farm animals: horses, carabao, cows, pigs. So let's talk about a few other things here too. Rabies is not only with stray animals, it's also with domesticated animals too. For example, if your pet goes out into public and mingles with other people's other animals, other pets, other neighbours' pets and so on, gets bitten or scratched by a rabid animal, they then can become infected. They come back to your property, and then you are bitten or scratched, you too can become infected. So it's something, if you're bitten or scratched by any of these type of animals, you need to act as quick as possible and come to a clinic like this to have your vaccinations carried out. Okay, the thing about rabies is, once the symptoms show, it is almost always fatal. So you don't want to play with it. If you've been scratched or bitten by any of those type animals that I've mentioned, come to one of these clinics as soon as possible. They'll also assess you too if you need the immunoglobulin, and that can be for severe cases of bites on your head, neck, even on your fingers if you've had multiple puncture wounds. If you don't know what immunoglobulin is, it's another vaccine that they can give you, which will cover you from day 1 until day 7 to 10, until the time period that the rabies vaccination starts to kick in. So the rabies vaccines don't kick in immediately, but an immunoglobulin can cover you throughout. The staff here will advise if you need or you don't need. So in the case that does take place, just come to one of these clinics here and you can have your vaccinations carried out. Okay, I just wanted to talk about vaccinations also too. When you have your vaccinations carried out, make sure you wear appropriate clothing. You don't want to wear skin-tight shirts or anything that are very difficult to roll up. Make sure you wear loose-fitting t-shirts or something like that, because you're going to have to roll up your sleeves like this. Vaccinations are going to your shoulders here. Alright, so something where you can roll it up easy enough to have your vaccinations carried out. Also too, inside the clinic here is PhilHealth. There's a PhilHealth desk. So if you have PhilHealth, and if anyone doesn't know what that is, it's one of the largest medical insurance providers in the Philippines. If you have a PhilHealth policy, you can bring that here also too. And maybe your vaccinations are completely free of charge or partially covered by the PhilHealth insurance company. So that's another added bonus too. Bringing kids here can be a little bit distressful for them, seeing needles going into arms or into shoulders, I should say. So if you do bring kids here, maybe bring a candy or a lollipop or a snack or something like that they can have after the vaccination. Some kids get quite hysterical and crying a lot, so just to help them out. Okay, with the rabies vaccinations too, the first 3 rabies vaccinations are fairly close together, about every 3 days. The 4th rabies vaccination is about 2 weeks later, so you can have the 4 batches of rabies vaccinations carried out over roughly about 28 days. It depends though on if it's pre or post. For my situation it was post because I was bitten by a cat, so I'm having the vaccination afterwards. But if you have pre-vaccination in advance, it can be lesser amount of vaccinations carried out. However, if you are bitten by a rabid animal or an animal you think potentially could be, even if you've had pre-treatment, you still need to have vaccinations post being bitten, but it can be a lesser amount, maybe 1 or 2 vaccines in comparison to post-treatment. If you haven't been vaccinated before, you can need the full amount of vaccines. If you're unsure about this, you can jump into ChatGPT, Google, any of those areas. You can have a look, you can do some research about it. These clinics are dotted throughout the Philippines. You can find them through word of mouth, asking. Mercury Drug Store could lead you in the right direction. Some city halls operate these vaccination clinics, even some local barangays in the local areas where you may live. If you don't know what a barangay is, in Western terms it's sort of like a small council chambers. Here in the Philippines called a barangay or barangay outstation. So if any vaccinations you do need, you can go to those places and you can ask. It's a bit hit and miss with some of the hospitals, both private and public hospitals, but if you ask around, then they'll be able to lead you in the right direction. If they offer the services, if they don't, tell you where you can go. But if you do need, do it as soon as possible and don't delay. I'm going to go in now to have my 4th vaccination. We're not allowed to film or video inside, it's a violation, so we can only film up to this point. So I'll go and have my vaccination and I'll talk to you on the other side. Okay, we're on the other side now, and I've just had my 4th rabies vaccination, the last rabies vaccination carried out. Let's keep in mind, rabies vaccinations go on both shoulders, not one, both, okay? So also too, it's marked on my card here, make sure if you have your vaccinations to keep your vaccination card, because it's always something you can refer back to later on. Also too, don't forget to bring a face mask, because there's still a requirement when going into clinics like this to wear a face mask. I don't make the rules, I just have to follow them. So anyone going inside there, or most people are required to wear a face mask. When I also mentioned too about farm animals before, the way farm animals can become rabid is by say for example an animal getting into the farm there, for example a dog, cat, that even can bite one of the farm animals, horse, cow, carabao, pig, and then if that animal were to bite you, you then can become infected also too. So they're the ways it could be transmitted. So I'm complete now with the process. I just wanted to mention the first vaccination I had carried out, that's all free of charge, all covered for by the clinic here, and that covered a tetanus shot and rabies. The remainder follow-up vaccinations I had, it's 600 peso per viral, and the requirement is the staff in here will write a medical slip. You go across the road to Mercury Drugstore, they will supply the viral, you bring it back to here, and the staff will then administer it. So it's all free of charge, the only cost is the viral. Like I mentioned, if you have film health, they can be a partial or full coverage depending on your health plan. So all in all, it's cost me 1,800 peso to go through a full rabies vaccination program here. In comparison to the first hospital we went to, private hospital, wanting to charge 25 to 30,000 Philippine peso for the exact same services. All in all, we're in here today for about 20 minutes. Most of the time taken is going across the road to Mercury Drugstore to buy the viral and then coming back. The vaccinations are very, very quick, fast. The staff here are trained, it's very professional. You'll be in and out very, very quickly. So I'm very, very happy with the services, very, very pleased. And the reason I've made this video today is to try and help other expats. When I put my post up a few weeks ago on the expat group, I had a lot of expats show a lot of interest, some asking questions, many were very thankful for this information. So it's just putting it out there, trying to help other people, especially in a time of need. Rabies in the Philippines is very, very high, so it's not something you want to play with. And it's highly transmittable also too, not only with stray animals but domestic animals also too. So hopefully this information helps, and there you go, it's all there for you. So clinics like this, very professional, wonderful, the staff are all trained. This is run by the Department of Health here and also the anti-polio government. So they have staff here every day apart from Sunday. Again, 8 AM till 5 PM. So you can come here, rabies vaccination, dengue vaccination, and polio vaccination are covered all in this one facility here. So hopefully this information helps you. Take care.